I'm so excited to share with you the picturesque summer destination of the world, which is the south of France or French Rivera. So the highlight of my 2023 was I spent half of the year in France, and I managed to travel a lot during my stay in the neighboring towns and cities of south of France. And here are some of my tips that I found out from the local while experiencing with them, and also these are some tips that all the tourists must know so that you make the most of your trip and have the best summer. Donc c'est parti. First thing first, south of France is not just about French Riviera or Côte d'Azur, but it also consists of Région Occitanie, and that is the more local region. If you want to experience the more local side or non-touristy side, you got to visit the Région Occitanie, which has a lot of amazing cities like Toulouse, Nîmes, Montpellier, Saint-Guillaume-le-Désert. Next thing I would also recommend Région Occitanie is you get €1 ticket on every first weekend to visit different cities of Région Occitanie. That's correct, you heard me right. Just €1 ticket. So every weekend of every month you can buy €1 ticket to visit any cities of Région Occitanie. So you get the best sorbet in the south of France and much more economical than Paris. So better quality, but also you pay like half the price of it. Next thing, everything is closed on Sundays in south of France, like literally every single thing. So what would you actually do when you visit on Sunday or on weekend? What you can visit are the flea markets. So flea markets, all the locals come together and organize a flea market in a local park or a garden, and you can make the most of it, of the French handicraft that they have at their home and they bring in together. There are a lot of books that they sell. There are local antiques. If you visit any town on Sunday, just make sure you also visit the flea market. We all know Nice is the most beautiful city of south of France, and the blue water of French Riviera is breathtaking. But the beach that the Nice has is the Pebble Beach, and you cannot really enjoy much lying around on the Pebble Beach. So what I would recommend is go to the neighboring beaches of Villefranche-sur-Mer and a lot of other beaches. If you're visiting Nice, you got to visit Monaco. It's just a 20-minute train ride to Monaco, and it comes with your visa as well. So do not forget to visit Monaco, as it is an old world charm. Now, if you'll say that Monaco is a very expensive city to visit, actually not really. If you visit via Monaco, it's just like via Nice. There you can find a lot of eatery options and a great view. When in France, wear shoes and comfortable sandals. You're going to thank me later. Just wear comfortable shoes. So every city or every town or village has its own website, like Office de Tourisme. Even though you have watched a lot of video and saw everything on the net, I would recommend to go to the Office de Tourisme because they list a lot of current happening and cultural events that happen, which you can make the most of it, like Marché de Fleurs or the musical events or the local events. And those information you can find on Office de Tourisme and on its website. If you love art, you got to visit Arles. It is the city of Van Gogh where he got the inspiration. You can also visit his museum, and there are also other celebrated artists which has its own studio. I visited one in Aix-en-Provence. So if you are an art admirer, if you love art in general, you can visit the cities which are especially known for its art. And it's very hot in south of France, like literally very hot. I come from Mumbai, and I say that because you do not really have air conditioning anywhere. So make sure you're prepared to deal with that hot French summer. But saying that, it gets equally cold in the evening during the beachside and even in the cities. So do carry a jacket as well along with you, or make sure you have a hotel where you can just go back, change and come, as you are going to be a lot in the sun and on the sea. Lavender fields. Now when you hear of south of France, the first image that pops up is of lavender fields, and you can find this lavender fields in around the villages of Aix-en-Provence, but I would not recommend to take your vehicle and hunt for the lavender field. We did that and we didn't find it. No one knew it existed. Book a tour for that. There are a lot of tours that goes from Aix-en-Provence. So some restaurants which is overlooking the fields of lavender fields, you can visit them as well, but do the correct research and consult the tourist department if you want to visit the lavender fields, as sometimes it's there in June, sometimes it's not, and it really varies. As I already mentioned, that art is very much appreciated in France, but the one thing that it really blew my mind is the street art. There are different kinds of artists who have come and done their street art with a lot of meanings. There are tours that is organized, so if you're into art, just look around for the street art as well. Just like art, even French is appreciated in France, saying that a lot of places in the south of France, as it's very local, they don't speak English, so do have your basics of French ready, or just the common phrases of merci, bonjour. It will mean a lot. One more thing you need to know, that in Côte d'Azur there is English announcement. So as I said, the south of France is divided into two parts. One is Côte d'Azur and one is Région Occitanie. And Côte d'Azur has English announcement in the train, but the Région Occitanie doesn't have. It is that local. So you really got to know the cities that you have to visit very thoroughly, because it can sound a little bit different. In French, that's something that most tourists are not aware of. The city to stay in when you are in Région Occitanie is Montpellier. It is also just 4 hours away from Barcelona. The city is very well connected. I've lived there and it's the best city. You can stay for a weekend, or if you want to go around the Région Occitanie. It's also a cultural city of south of France. The food is overall expensive, but one thing that is not expensive is wine. It is so cheap. It is cheaper than food, and it is the cheapest thing that you can find in France or in south of France. So make the most of it. Yes, in restaurants it is expensive, but not in the local supermarket. And another thing is, when you are in a restaurant, portion sizes are huge. So when you want to take a takeaway, you say it as a doggy bag. So doggy bag is for emporter, that is takeaways. Every city has its own local cuisine that is famous, and I would recommend that you try most of it. But if you're not into French cuisine, or if you're more towards vegetarian, then you can try some Italian restaurants, as there is a lot in the south of France. And lastly, French are not rude, not in the south of France. If you agree with me, just let me know in the comments. But I do feel from my experience that they are a lot nicer in south of France compared to Paris, and the image that I had of the French being rude, it's not true here. So yes, that was it from my side. Some tips and some things that you need to know before you visit the south of France or the French Riviera. Thank you for watching, and if you have any more questions, do comment down below. Merci et bon voyage.